Today, volatility is everywhere, and in this kind of environment, if manufacturers want their decisions to be profitable, it's going to take more than intuition and spreadsheets. It requires intensive mathematics. All around you in the commodities markets, companies are using advanced math and software to compete with you and maximize their profits. And from the other side, retailers use math and software to push aggressively for better deals. If you're going to push back, you need powerful software of your own. And one great place to push back is pricing. Experts estimate that a 1% improvement in prices can result in an 11% improvement in your operating profit. To determine those optimum prices, along with the most effective product mix, production options, and trade spend, you can use advanced optimization mathematics and software for manufacturers from Signal Demand. Where intuition and spreadsheets fall short, Signal Demand has the depth, power, and speed to give you strategic price recommendations across your products, across your channels, and across your customers. Mathematically rigorous pricing requires calculating the effect of thousands of factors. To handle this massive task, Signal Demand has developed powerful mathematical models and engines. The forecasting engine predicts market trends and prices with exceptional detail and accuracy. The demand model is focused on market patterns, customer behavior, and demand elasticity. The supply and cost models assemble your real-world costs and constraints to project your true net margins. And bringing all of this knowledge and modeling together is the optimization engine, which generates the pricing and production recommendations. Next, let's look at what goes on inside these models in more detail. Working from years of data, our forecasting engine predicts specific market prices and quantities for all of your products. Here's an example, a forecast of prices over several weeks in 2007. And here is how the actual prices turned out. Look at the accuracy of the forecast in magnitude and especially in predicting the market turns. This is key to making money in thin margin industries. Next, let's look deeper into our demand model. The mathematics are highly evolved, but it's possible to get a sense of what happens here by referring back to the elementary model of the classic demand curve. Here it is. When the price goes down, volume goes up, and when the price goes up, the volume goes down. Multiplied millions of times over, this still holds true as the foundation of demand elasticity. But in reality, demand elasticity is not the simple static curve of Economics 101. It's a slippery, constantly shifting target that varies with seasons and geography, and it's very difficult to derive from raw data. For example, demand elasticity is certainly not obvious in this plot of sales data, but Signal Demand Math can extract it for this product and for all of the products in your portfolio, even if your data is noisy or sparse. Using sophisticated automation, the supply and cost models bring in daily data from your production and accounting systems about capacity and production constraints. Then the models calculate the true costs of producing each product. This is the margin waterfall of costs that determines your net margin. These models can give you detailed breakouts of margins, costs, trade spend, and net profit that are of great value when you're negotiating terms with customers or tracking pricing performance and margin leakage. Now, with all of this information and modeling in place, we're ready for the optimization engine. For a moment, let's return to the simplified view. With elasticity from the demand model and the forecasts of prices and quantities, the engine can derive the potential revenue. Subtract out the costs, and you have the fundamentals for optimizing net profit, recommending a price, and predicting sales volume. But now the real world begins to complicate the picture. The supply and production models tell us that there are production constraints, and there are business rules. And of course, this product doesn't exist in a vacuum. Pricing and demand for this product interact with pricing for other products, expanding the problem from 2 dimensions to thousands of dimensions. Now we're far beyond the capabilities of spreadsheets and into the realm of advanced mathematics and high-speed computing. And it gets even more complex from here. In addition to all of the information and modeling, Signal Demand incorporates your company goals, strategies, and rules. Then, using very advanced algorithms, the system constructs a set of candidates for prices, quantities, and trade spend across all of your products and customers, projected into the future over weeks or months. The engine then evaluates the results in terms of profit, margins, and business goals. It makes adjustments, and then rapidly repeats this optimization cycle many times, with each step converging on the best recommendations for prices, volumes, product mix, production choices, and trade spend. This process requires an incredible amount of computation, comparable to hundreds of the best pricing analysts and mathematics PhDs working on calculations for many years. The end result is a comprehensive and realistic set of optimized recommendations for pricing, quantities, product mix, production choices, and trade spend across your customers and products. You can distribute the results as price lists or reports as frequently as you need to, or your teams can work with an innovative interface for pricing. Let's take a brief look at how these users work with signal demand. We'll choose a specific product. On this side is the history of prices, and on this side is a 10-month forecast of market prices. Now, let's add the optimized prices recommended by signal demand as an overlay. Let's narrow down the time window. In this region, signal demand recommends reducing the price because it projects being long on inventory. In later weeks, when production is projected to fall short, the recommendation is to raise the price above the market level. Now, suppose a customer calls up wanting to price a contract covering this period when the market is in flux. In the past, if you wanted the business, you would have made a risky guess at the price. But now signal demand can recommend an optimized bid price that takes into account both the long and the short positions and will give you the best overall net profit for the deal. And to help you negotiate, you can adjust the details of quantity and timing and immediately see the impact on the recommended deal price. With signal demand forecasting and optimization, you can finally afford to take advantage of this kind of contract opportunity. When you use signal demand, you can be confident that your pricing decisions are supported by rigorous mathematics and science. And you can ensure the consistency of your pricing across all of your salespeople. You'll understand where your pricing stands in relation to the marketplace, and you'll be able to determine the best price for every product every day. To learn more about signal demand and optimization software for manufacturers, please visit the Signal Demand website.